What is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8, Papa Zulu November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Welcome to the show. It is Hump Day. That means it's time for the Hump Day Happy Hour. Looking forward to tonight's show. We're going to be thankful tonight, and hopefully have a good time. I'm going to go ahead right now and drop the link in there before I thank my Patreons and anybody who wants to come on the show tonight, because I'm thankful for all of you guys as well. You're welcome to come on and hang out for a little bit and talk about whatever you want. But really quick, we're going to give a shout out to my Patreons. You guys are awesome. They keep me going to the parks 24/7 with all the good gasoline and all the food. So I appreciate these guys a whole bunch. Also, I want to give a shout out to the this quarter's Adventure Club. There was a little bit of shuffling around. Randall Edge pulled into the second spot, and Kent from 10th to 6th. And thank you very much, James Jenner, for the all-stream donation as well. I just got that just a little bit ago. So appreciate you guys. I already got somebody trying to pop in, and your device is not working. So you're gonna have to fix that device if you want to pop in. But anyway, how's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody's ready for a turkey day tomorrow. I know I am. Eddie got a new name again. What's your new name, Eddie? And here comes somebody popping in with a device not working again. What's up with you people and your device is not working? Anyway, we're going to talk about being thankful a little bit tonight. We're going to talk about ham radio, and it's good to see everybody out there in the chat. Trying to figure out what's going on here with my thing. It ain't working. PP man, your device is not working. So here's somebody that is. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's up, bro?
Not a whole lot. Living the dream. You ready for Thanksgiving tomorrow?
Actually, I done that today. I mean, I don't think I've got much going on in the family side of things. So, yeah. So I went and one of my favorite cafes here at home. They decided to do their Thanksgiving today, so I went and had dinner with them.
Oh, Mike says that his Thanksgiving dinner is going to be a 20-piece chicken nugget.
That sounds like Mike.
That's probably what Mike actually wants for Thanksgiving, to be honest.
Actually, my Thanksgiving dinner is probably going to be frozen pizza.
Frozen pizza. Well, I'm going to stuff out tomorrow. I ain't going to lie. I'm going to get up in the morning and I'm going to activate a park, and then I'm going to pig out. That's for sure. I like my chances. You know, I'm a ham radio operator, so I got to work on that ham bod. You know, you got to have that good ham bod. So,
absolutely.
Mike says chicken nuggets on a frozen pizza. There we go.
I miss seeing that. I don't have the comments up. There it is. There it is.
John says he's thankful he's in Key West. I could probably agree with that.
I could buy that.
The weather here has been really, really crazy. Like, it has been really, really cold, but the last couple of days in the daytime it warms up to about 50 degrees and it feels really nice. But then the second I get off work, the sun goes down and it drops from like 50 to like low 30s to 20s. And I'm like, man, this sucks.
Yeah, that's kind of the way it's been over here in Missouri.
Right.
Except we're seeing 60s, and we're seeing a little bit bigger swing there.
Yeah, it's pretty. I tried. I tried to make a decree with one of my jesters and tell him that all the I refuse for it to be cold now. That he needed to fix that, and it needed to not be dark until at least 8:30. And he hasn't fixed it yet, so I might have to be off with his head. John says it's 78, and he's hanging out outside drinking. Yeah, that's okay, John. I'll be down in Florida for the month of February, so and you'll be back in Ohio, I'm sure, by then. And really quick, John, while you're in the chat, did your antenna come in before you went down there, or uh, they're sitting on your porch while you're in Key West? Oh, because I know he had that antenna coming that he won in the Adventure Channel giveaway. No, he won that in the 1K giveaway. So
Was that an Eagle one?
no, he won the MFJ 1986 infant halfway.
Oh,
The
okay.
PP Man won the Eagle one, and it actually shipped yesterday. I got the confirmation that it finally shipped. So
yeah, Mike says
I come in after he left. Of course it did.
Extremely grateful he doesn't live in Michigan anymore. From the weather standpoint, Mike, bro, I don't blame you. They've been getting their tail kicked with the snow and the cold up there.
Right. Yeah. I don't like the cold no more. It's not bad during hunting season when I'm hunting, but this year I've been so wrapped up in POTA that I haven't really done much hunting, so I've not enjoyed the cold at all. I hate it. So that's for sure. I can't. February is my fun time when I go and it's warm in Florida. I like the fall. I don't like it to be hot. I don't like it to be cold. I like the fall. So I'm glad your neighbors got your antenna that way. You ain't gotta worry about somebody snagging it off your porch. I always worried about that, when I'm going somewhere and getting a package. I'm like, I know I got a camera on my porch, but I always worry about stuff like that.
Right.
Oh, welcome, Terry. So I'm going to talk about some things that I'm thankful for. You got anything you're thankful for this season, Richard?
Well, as far as you notice I'm not in the truck. I'm sitting in my recliner.
Right.
I'm just gonna let the cat out of the bag. As far as that truck goes, I think I've got it sold. So my plan is to take and use some of that money and try to invest in myself a camper to where I can go try to return the kindness that was shown to me at Quartzsite last January.
Right.
And that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm getting completely out of the saddle. I'll still be the trucking ham in my brain.
In my brain. There you go.
Well, let's put it this way: I've done it for 20 years. I've got the diesel fuel in my blood.
Well, you got to do something that is going to that's going to make you happy. I learned, I used to really have my whole life invested in work, and after I had my brain tumor and I had stage 4 brain cancer. After going through all that, I decided that it wasn't worth it anymore, and I was going to live my life more to suit me and to have fun while I'm here.
Right.
And I didn't even have no clue where that was going to go for me. I played around and I've done a lot of stuff since then. I did a bunch of adventure racing. I did all kinds of outrageous stuff. And after I lost my dad, I got into ham radio and I found POTA, and I've really, really enjoyed it. And that's why I'm keep pushing and pushing and pushing to make things better for me here on the POTA front and the YouTube front. And that's why it's my goal that I eventually want to work toward being a full time YouTuber. Ah, I see he's got the flask. He's been stuck on a bridge forever, and he's drinking out of the flask. I've
Oh,
seen it.
dude, well, I'm a little bit bridge frustrated right now. Why do I not see the chat?
Wow, what?
Why do I not see the chat?
Well, because you're on StreamYard and you can't see the chat on StreamYard. You have to see it on the YouTube as how you see the chat.
James, I got a bone to pick with you, James.
Oh, here we go.
First off, before we even get started, now that James is here, and because I'm talking about things I'm thankful for this guy right here. Because anytime that I mess something up, I message this guy and I'm like, fix this. And he just messaged me before he came on the stream, said log removed. And it was just a real simple thing. I meant to change the one number over here, and I changed it on the date, and that had me at a contact 2 days before that activation, and it went right through, of course. And then I just happened to look at it, and I was like, "Oh crap, that's going to give me a failed activation from 2 days ago when I wasn't even there." So, all right, go ahead and pick your bone. I'm going to let you pick your bone.
No, we'll pick it. Are you going to be on the after chat, James?
Probably.
Oh, all right. We'll pick it there then.
You can pick it there. It's not bad. I know what your bone is.
Yeah, it's about a pin that needs to be moved. I don't know how you do that, but
you don't.
Hang on a second. I'll find it here in a second. There's a pin that's hidden underneath another pin.
Yep. That
James and I found by accident.
Yep.
Well, we didn't find it by accident. He was telling me that somebody told him they could have activated that part too while I was there, and he's like, it don't exist, and I'm like, yeah, it does, and I brought it up.
Curtis said that should have been a forfer that I activated in Indiana. If you go to Kilo 2258, which is the state park for Indiana Dunes. Hey, Dan.
Dan.
Hey,
what's up, bro?
Hey, by the way, Dan, you get the trophy for hitting me the most times today.
Oh, sweet.
The slackers like Tom and James and Toby, they fell second.
On work calls all day. You should be happy that I paused my work call. I muted them just because I saw you were in Ontario. I was like, I got to get them.
Okay, so you were in Canada coming in 5-7 to Georgia. We need to check your QRP rig.
I'm telling you, Ontario.
It's in my car.
Special. So here's something I want to know. Here, I've made you the protector of the North, and I want to know how you let a QRP jester invade your country and take 5 atnos.
Hey, it gets worse. We had 2 other invaders from Michigan today.
Oh my goodness!
Yep, Whiskey 8 Tango Alpha Mike and Whiskey Tango 8 Juliet. Tom and Julia, or Julie rather. They came across the border too.
Where'd they go?
Down there around you.
Were they in Sarnia or were they in Windsor?
They were coming in. I'm not sure. I'd have to look at the map what park they were at when they were doing FT8 on 20 meters. They were too close for me. But yeah, there were 3 of you that came across the border into my backyard. Didn't get permission.
We had a whole army. No, that's okay, Toby. It's okay. It's okay, Toby. We'll do it again anyways.
Did I get you at the last one, Mike?
Yeah, that was the last one.
Yeah,
I was going to do a 6th one, but I actually drove into Sarnia to get something to eat. And where I was, I could see the bridge and I could see nothing but taillights. And I said, oh, shit. So I just went and got in line. It was still over 2.5 hours just to get across.
Yeah, Mike, you're right. Julie activated a lot of Ontario parks before Ontario even knew POTA existed. So that was most of those were under her old call sign.
So I've came to the conclusion, James, because you've intrigued me with these all these parks up there in Canada and stuff like that, and I came to the conclusion that every time a horse poops in Canada, you guys make it a historical site and declare it a park.
Only if it's a special horse.
I have to say, the museum, the oil well museum, was pretty cool. I actually stepped in there for a little bit. It was pretty cool.
I mean, you got to think, this area here around the St. Lawrence and the Great Lakes, even in the U.S., was settled a long, long time ago. There's actually a lot of history here. So, it's there. We have a lot of historical monuments, and Canada has been, as a rule, Canada is a little more. I don't know what the term is. The U.S. is really stingy about granting status to historical, for historical markers and monuments and stuff. It's probably, I'm guessing it probably something to do with budget and whatever, but Canada's a lot more liberal with protecting historical sites and protecting the history. And as an American coming into Canada, that's kind of my perspective is there are things that don't seem that important historically, but when you look at the sum total of all these things that are being protected, there's a big story there, and it all comes together. So that's my take on it.
So the border crossing itself is not a state park.
No, but I really wish I had a hamstick while I was sitting on the bridge.
They're not the bridge itself, but Niagara Falls potentially, depending on where you are off the side of the road around the border crossing, could potentially be in Niagara Falls. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And there is one out in Manitoba / North Dakota, Peace Garden, that border crossing is actually in the park.
Do you guys have McDonald's in Canada?
Of course.
Yes, they do.
Oh, God.
And
we should do that for a day. Just pick a day, and everybody goes and activates a drive-through.
But we all need our shirts first.
Only if somebody's going to send me a 1.5K amp to put in my truck, so I can just fry their drive-through system.
Listen, I'm not going to send you anything because it's such a pain to send you stuff. First off, the first package gets lost or whatever. He never gets it.
Look up the tracking. Where is it?
So it shows nowhere. But here's the bad thing. The second package, I put some different stuff in it, and I didn't know. I threw a keychain in there for James because I sent all the people who's like been the top 2 donators in the different quarters. I had some keychains that I got made. I was going to sell them, but I was going to put them on my store, but I didn't really like the way they were made. They're cool to hang up, but as far as a keychain, you'd break the antenna off of it. So I was like, well, I'll give these to, people who's donated and stuff like that. And so I sent that, and then I sent Larry his challenge coin for getting me 1,000 times. And I get up there to send the package. The guy's like, is it just paper in here? I was like, well, no, there's some plastic. He's like, oh, you're going to have to fill out a customs form. I'm like, it's a keychain and a plastic coin. It's not a time bomb.
So James, I got a question for you.
Which James?
Canada James. There's no real easy way to explain to a border guy what you're going to do in Canada.
Yeah.
No, there's not.
What the hell is POTA?
I explained it to him in 8th grade English, and he gave me this look that said, I lost him at hello.
I actually, just tell him you're sightseeing. You're going to a couple museums or whatever.
In Sarnia, there's no museums.
Whatever. But you're not staying in Sarnia, right?
I'm going to the casino. There you go. Prince Edward.
I actually got rejected at the border one time, and almost rejected. They let me in eventually, but the officer was standing there and said, I was self-employed at the time, and I was here as a visitor. It was one of the first times I came up, and he says, tell me what you do for a living. This is about the 10th or 11th time. I I was a little annoyed. I just kind of reached over and pointed at his monitor. I said, "You see the software you're using that's telling you all these questions, that has my information and all this?" He says, "How do you know what it's doing?" I said, I'm educated guess because I can't see the screen. So you see the software? I can write software like that. He's like, "So tell me what you do for a living." I said, "I'm sorry to say this, but I've explained it to you in professional terms for my industry. I've dumbed it down to kindergarten level. How else would you like me to explain it to you, sir?" Oh, he got
And
all
that's when they
pink
sent you
and-
back.
Oh yeah,
Almost.
Yeah.
But
Or did you get a cavity check?
no, he gave me a 30-day visa, basically. It's the first time I got paperwork coming across the border as a visitor. Oh man, he was just being a
If you want his call sign, I have it. If it's a legit call sign, but he gave it to me when he was asking me questions during my activation.
I like this comment from KMRD. Tell customs you're going to visit Stompin' Tom Connor's grave. They'll give you the police escort.
Oh, Curtis is on.
Oh,
Hey,
so-
James, show off your new cookie.
Sure, I could do that. It should be laying here.
Your new Oreo.
Oh, there it is. I don't know how well it's going to show up. So, I actually showed it off on Twitter and Instagram. We'll see if we can get it to
I'm
show up
refilling
decently
the
here.
flask because it's rude to drink out of the bottle.
It's more rude to drink alone when you have friends around.
Well, here.
Can you see it through the camera like this?
No, turn it.
Now what is that? A BNC?
Turn it sideways. The not sideways, but like at an angle. The lid. So turn it.
It's engraved and it says James is an a-hole.
No, you don't see the crown. You don't see the crown.
Oh no, I've seen the picture on Twitter. It shows up.
Oh, okay, good.
There we go. Anyway, it's got the king's crown and it says A-Trag under it because if you're
I had nothing to do with that, by the way, James.
If you're going to do QRP, you got to do QRP like a king. So, you know, that's just how you got to do it.
Yeah,
And you can check it out on my Twitter and Instagram. And actually, that is the kit that David Kilo Yankee 4 Golf Mike won. So if you're in the chat, that's what it looks like. You can look on my Twitter, and I've actually got your kit as well, and it's going out. There he is, right there. Speaking of devil, he's like Beetlejuice.
Yeah, great movie. So James, Canada James, 2258. Kilo 2258.
Where is that?
That's in Indiana.
Where in Indiana?
Near Gary. It's Indiana Dunes National Park.
Okay, so Gary, that's going to be north outside Chicago.
It's the bottom of Lake Michigan. The very bottom.
Yep.
Okay, so that's 2258 is the state park.
Yep.
The only way to get the national park to show up is to actually type it in. And then once you refresh the screen, it goes away again. So you don't even know it's there. If you just hit map and zoom in on that area, it never shows up.
Because the pointer's in the same location, they're overlaid.
They're one on top of the other.
So that's the state park is way over here.
The state park's in the middle of the national park. The national park completely encompasses the state park.
Yeah, but what about 4195 Dune State Nature Preserve?
Yeah, that's a 3-fer in there.
Okay.
There's a 4-fer in there, but you can't see that there's a 4-fer because the state park pin is over the national park pin.
And I did legitimately check it for him. The state park boundaries are legitimately in that. They're not separate boundaries because I looked it up on the government page and
I'll be right back, guys.
It said that they coexisted.
Yeah, I see it on the Indiana state maps as well. All right, so
While you're figuring it out, Eddie, thank you very much for the super chat. I'm not sure what you're saying PP Man's not alone for, but
I think he's talking about drinking. I was giving him crap about drinking alone.
He's
Oh,
tipping the flask.
Yeah, well, he's definitely not, because I'm sure there's a lot more people. I guarantee you, Kate, MRD is drinking a good beer right now. So, Dan, what's going on, buddy?
Yeah, not a lot, man. Getting sick. I had the flu or some kind of crap the last couple of days, and
Vid 19er.
getting over it.
No. Did it keep you out of work?
Yeah, I haven't been to work. I left work Monday morning and come home, felt decent. All of a sudden had a 101 fever, lasted like 7 hours, and it's just been feeling worn down ever since. But we're getting over it. So.
He had to leave work for the week, James. He's going to have to take that radio back so he can sell it.
That's right.
Pay for those days off.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I told y'all Mike would have a good beer.
There's no such thing as a good beer.
And James Jenner also is talking about what is in his flash. Thank you very much for the super chat. Here's the thing. You sent that radio to West Virginia. And if you're brave enough to come to West Virginia and try to take it from me.
You gonna slap me with a banjo?
You don't know your way around.
That's right. You'll get lost.
I want somebody to do FT8 with a banjo. I bet you could mimic FT8 with a banjo.
That would be great, you know. The next time I'm in Heels Have Eyes Park, I will ask them to come out of their trees and do that for me.
So, James, in the Canadian parks, when they say it's closed and I cross the gate and go inside, am I in trouble?
Depends the administration on the park. Which, I'll tell you guys a little secret. The provincial parks, unless they have a fence that's obviously designed to keep pedestrians out, and we're allowed to walk into them, snowshoe into them. A lot of them have cross-country skiing. They just don't want to maintain the roads or the parking areas in the winter. So a lot of them have pedestrian walkways around the gate posts. So it kind of depends. A lot of them, the gates are actually recessed into the park, so you can still be in the park boundaries. It's just they don't want people in the main, in the visitor areas because of maintenance and insurance and all that. So it's not. We haven't had any trouble. It's one of those things that it's closed because there's no services provided. There's no staff. There's no maintenance happening, right? But because that's 7 months of our year, they don't really call them closed, right? Now there are some exceptions, obviously.
Right. Well, it was closed, but yeah, I'll have to say I understand what you say by the gate didn't restrict pedestrians; it just restricted vehicles.
Yeah.
The parking lot was I guess when the park's really open, because I walked into the park and activated by the water. But there was the parking lot at the entrance by the gate was really like 3 cars, big enough for 3 cars. So there was no way to put an antenna up. So I actually physically walked all the way to the lake and which wasn't far, but anyways, walked to the lake and activated on the edge of the lake without gloves and without a jacket. Boy, that was stupid. Even though it was 51, but in the shade, and the wind was blowing off the lake. It was terrible. Yeah. Within, and I insisted on having 40 calls in each park today, and to get to 40 on that one was the fingers were numb by the.
You paid for it, eh?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Your show.
The way I look at it is, if there's a little walkway beside the gate that is obviously made to walk through, I go through it. If there's a gate that don't have a lock on it that you can open, I'll go through it. If there's a lock on the gate and it's totally fenced in all the way around it, I won't go in it. That's just the way I do it. And I've did several parks where I've had to walk in, actually open a gate that's not locked and walk in, or just do a little walkway. But there's one in Florida. It drives me insane. It's a nature preserve, And every time I go to Florida, it's closed because it's only open like 2 months out of the year. But Bill Brown knows the people, and they literally will come unlock the gate for him. So I'm going to get up with Bill when I go down there this time. And like, I want to activate this park.
We're actually there's a group of us here that go to some of the parks, in the area ish enough that we start talking to some of the staff and they know us, and we're building those relationships here too, and that helps, especially in the winter.
There was one that I hit today. That was VE 1691, which ended up being an RV park. It's a conservation area,
but it had camping in it.
It had camping in it, but it had camping with permanent RVs. I mean, these RVs look. I mean, they have decks built around them, and
yep, there's a few of those.
Oh, okay, all right.
Real quick, that Indiana Dunes, the national park that's hidden. What was the number?
Oh, hang on. You want the national park number?
Yeah, the park is 2258, right?
That's the state park.
That's the state. Yeah, I need the national one.
It's literally the pins are just on top of each other because you can.
I know, but I can move one of them.
0765, I think.
So there's something to be thankful for. Joseph Collins is watching while unpacking his new house in Nevada. Congratulations, Joseph.
Well, he's going to hunt POTA even less now.
Oh, could it be any less than he was doing in California? He was in a bad spot in California. There's only like
well, it depends where in Nevada he went. If he's near Vegas, or if he's up on the plateau, or he's up on the mountain. So it depends where in Vegas. I mean, where in Nevada.
Oh.
I'm guessing it's not Winnemucca. So
Kent says if you're in the state park, you're not in the national park. The state page, Kent says that they share boundaries. I looked that one up for
the national park, the state park does not go into the water. The national park goes 100 feet into the water. So therefore, the national park surrounds the state park.
Yeah, but does that mean the state park supersedes the national for that area?
Hold on, I'll pull up what I found on it, if I can remember what it was. What's the national park name?
Dunes, Indiana Dunes National Park.
And that I looked it up. It is Kilo 07765.
Thank you. I'm just making a note for later.
And as soon as you refresh the map, that pin disappears again.
Yeah, it's an order. It's going to be in the bottom because it's a smaller park number.
Oh, okay.
So it shows up first, so the later pins go on top.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
It just needs to be moved about 10 feet to the left.
Well, that's not going to help you much unless you're really zoomed in. No, it needs to. It can be moved quite a bit because the national has got quite a large boundary. They don't need to be in the same spot.
Yeah, you can drive 10 minutes to the west, and you're still in the state park, or the national park,
which is a whole 1/10 of a degree longitude over, which totally moves the pins. So, yeah, I've got quite a few notes about things like that. We have one up here in Ontario that is in the middle of Georgian Bay, which is nowhere close. It's like 60 kilometers outside the boundary of where the area is. So,
okay. The park is bounded by Lake Michigan to the northwest and is surrounded by, as well as within, the authorized boundaries of the Indiana Dunes National Park.
Within is the important word there for me. As an activator, when I see within, that tells me it's
right, surrounded by and within the boundaries.
And this is not POTA related, but I know because all the backpacking I used to do and stuff, any national park that's on a body of water the national park always extends 100 feet beyond the shoreline.
Unless that body of water is smaller, and then there's some rule of thumb.
Okay.
It may or may not go to the other shore, depending on.
Right.
Yeah, but any large body of water, in this case, we're talking about the Great Lakes, so there's
Oh, and
definitely more than 100 feet.
By the way, Kent, you should have a package showing up to your house on Friday.
No packages for Kent until I get mine.
Listen, I just send them. I get notifications when they're coming, but that's about it.
Do you want to just reship to my U.S. address? I'm going down there in a week and a half.
Is James getting a Eagle One also?
No.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, he's getting one, but he's paying for it.
Yeah, it ain't free.
He did not win one like you did, dear sir.
Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. I know it was rigged.
How many more Oreos do I need to send you?
If it was truly rigged, the UPS truck would leave Eagle One, drive a circle, and then come right back and pull it into my house and bring it back to me. I actually have ordered me a new one though.
Yeah, I want to have an Eagle One for when we go out and do ice activation.
You know, you're the second person that's wanted one for that. Austin got one for his sled because he wants to do it with ice activation.
Yep, I'm just gonna make an ice spike for it and go to town.
Ice spike.
Yeah. Hey, Hayden likes the rig comment because Hayden runs that stuff, not me.
And James can do that because Lake Simcoe gets like some stupid 500 inches of ice or something.
It's not quite that good, but yeah.
Speaking of being thankful, I'm thankful for Hayden when he shows up to work and does his job. My streams run so good.
Where is Hayden?
He's on his way to West Virginia.
Good for him.
I saw a comment from him earlier. He just pulled into his campsite.
Okay. So he'll probably join us in the after chat more than likely.
But I had fun at New Country today, James. It was fun.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm just glad they let you back in, man.
Yeah, I know. I was a little afraid. I was worried.
Wow.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Hold on. Thank you very much, Randall, for that super chat. That's awesome. Got to support the Poda King since I can't hunt until I get back to North Carolina.
The first one I hit was VE 1313, which those two numbers are bad. There's bad luck numbers. But when I got in there, it was a 2-track that the tracks were really, really sunk down. So I started dragging bottom as soon as I got in there. So I ended up putting 2 wheels up on the part in the middle, just so I can get further in, and find a tree to where I can put the antenna up. But the second part, like I said, was a museum. It was actually really cool. It was history of well drilling in Canada, oil drilling in Canada. It was a pretty cool place. It was cool. There was actually a school had dropped off a bunch of kids there while I was there.
I'd be skipping that activation.
No, it was a big place. I was nowhere near them.
So James, you'll be happy. I was actually telling PP Man earlier today that I'm going to try to swing by that post office Friday to actually start on my passport.
Good.
Because of a QRP can invade that place. Man, I could wreak some havoc.
Yeah, come up here. I'll give you a lion.
According to Dan, I was killing it too.
You were.
I will pillage everything.
Yep. Well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got at least 5 trips we can do, all lions, no repeats.
All lions, no repeats.
I think there's 8 more that I could hit in a day that have not been activated yet.
Well, we'll go do all those. We can't give you no more of that crap.
The thing is, where he's activating is like 4 hours for me.
It's like in the middle of freaking nowhere.
Yeah.
You say that like that's a bad thing.
Well, but the thing is, I still have like almost 200 parks to activate that are in 2 hours or less of me.
I know you got suck because 4 hours is about what I have to drive to get one that is new to me.
No, it's
You say
not.
5 lions, no repeats?
Yeah, at least 5 lines, no repeats.
That's 150 new ones. Jeez.
Yeah. Oh, wait till you guys hear what my New Year's resolutions are.
That's a lot of horse poop.
Hey, do I get an award for 5 Atnos in a row?
There is no awards for Atnos. You get an award for 5 parks.
I told you.
You know how rare that is to find 5 Atnos you could hit in a day?
No, it's
well,
not.
not where you live.
Listen. If you can come activate 5 Atnos in West Virginia, I will give you a big award. I'll get it'll be major.
I'm gonna go
start on my way.
I'm gonna go start inventing parks in West Virginia for PP Man. Make sure they're all like 10 minutes away from each other.
Hey, well, wait a minute. Can you do that? I thought the mapping coordinator had to do it.
He can blow in his ear.
Well, I'll tell you what. I need you to actually blow in his ear because Jason approved a park for me, and I've emailed this guy, and I ain't got nothing back from him.
Yeah. The mapping coordinators have lives too, so every map coordinator's got a backlog.
I'm not going to say I emailed. I'm not saying I emailed him this morning. I'm saying I emailed him the same night I talked to Jason,
which was last week.
Was it last week? No.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Sorry, time's blurred for me. I've been fighting this stupid whatever this COVID.
Yeah. Last week was the week you disappeared, and I had to find out what was going on.
I had like 8 people messaging me on Discord and a couple on Slack and 3 people on the radio asking me what happened to me, and it's like
Look,
like
you're a protector. You're the protector of the North. You know, if my protector of the North is gone, all kinds of people can invade like PP Man. You know.
Don't worry. I've been training a second squire.
But remember, I'm under the radar. They don't see me, man.
Oh, that's right. That's right. QRP's like an invisibility power. You don't see them or hear them.
All right, John Cena.
Now, don't be going knocking QRP.
I killed it today, man. I killed it.
QRP's easy.
I used about 20% of my battery today because I know everybody was concerned about my battery. I used about 20%.
Well, don't worry. I could have strapped another 9-volt to a homing pigeon for you.
Why were they concerned? Because you have a tiny box.
I have a tiny box.
Hey, now.
I love my box. That doesn't sound right.
You need, Mike.
Make sure you put a towel in there. In case
you need to get the adapter for these.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that.
This is for the little. DeWalt has a set of 12-volt tools like low power screw gun and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're really light. It's 15.6 watt hour. It's 1.3 amp hour. How long do you think you can QRP on that?
1.3 amp hour, probably all day. 8 hours, probably.
Yeah, I mean, this is. I don't have very large hands. It's not big, and you can buy aftermarket connector slides for them, right?
Actually, I think there's a guy on Thingiverse that has one for 3D printing.
Yeah, you can print them as well, but I mean, for $5, I just ordered the darn thing. It's not worth printing.
Right. Yeah. No, I have seen them. They're cool. They're cool.
Yep. So
this is the. Hang on a second.
If it hits
this
50,
this is a tiny box that James was talking about. It's like half the height of a regular ammo box.
It's so
that's
QRP.
That's a shotgun shell box.
I don't know what the hell it is. It's called Range Max. I got it at Cabela's.
It's about 6 inches tall.
5.5 inches. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a shotgun box.
Yeah, and
well, I mean that's what we use.
What I put inside of it is my 12.5 amp or 12 amp hour Bioenno.
Your little bitty battery.
My little bitty battery. Yeah. Hey, it works for me. This was like a day after I told James I hated battery boxes.
So I'm totally confused here. The point in QRP is to go small, and you got a 12 amp hour battery.
Well, I was half the day I was using the 891. So
Oh, okay.
that thing, actually, the 891 on QRP still draws an amp just listening.
So speaking of using two radios, at different activations in the same day, I think I finally accomplished what I needed to do with the audio on the radio, because yesterday, one of my activations, I threw into 991A, and the one right after it, and before it, I used a DX10. Nobody knew any difference in my audio in between the two. So I think I've got it.
I probably, if they would have pulled me over at the border this morning, they probably would have really wondered what the hell was going on, because I had 4 radios and at least 6 different antennas.
You're a licensed amateur radio operator. You carry your license with you.
Yeah, but the Marines will tell you 2 is one. 2 is like having 1, and 1 is having none.
Yeah,
I had 4.
Yeah, and
So you had 2.
Yeah.
Exactly. I had 2 times 2.
Yeah.
You had 2 radios and 3 antennas.
Yes, and I deployed 3 different configurations today.
In my car, I typically have about 4 antennas with me. I don't plan on failing anything.
You counting ham sticks?
No.
No, I didn't have my ham stick with me.
I've got 7 ham sticks.
I'm talking.
If I would have had the ham stick, I would have activated the bridge.
Typically, when I head out to do my parts, now, I'm not saying when I do my morning activation before work, but if I, like on the weekends when I'm going out roving or something, I'll have the Eagle One in the car. I'll have the Wolf River coils, the Buddy Stick Pro, and I'll have an end-fed half wave. So I'm pretty prepared when it comes to antennas.
I have 3 end feds and ham sticks.
Take it back.
I do have a 40 dipole.
I'd take that buddy pole, and next time you're going over a ravine, just throw it out. Just throw it out the window.
Oh God! Here we listen. Just because you couldn't figure it out.
I couldn't figure it out. It and I never had a good relationship. We got divorced real quick.
It is a good antenna.
Sure. Okay.
It is a good antenna.
You know what's a good antenna? A piece of wire hanging in a tree, right, James?
Yep.
Works every time.
Have you used that weight I gave you, James? Have you actually thrown a wire in a tree?
Yes, I have. That is amazing.
Yeah, just make sure you know which direction you're throwing it.
You listen. I throw that thing and I pretty much run. It's scary.
It's 1.5 pounds of solid cold rolled steel.
I like that. Mike says 60% of the time it works every time. They'll work. They might not work the way you want them to, but they'll work every time. They might not even work. It may not even work out depending on where you're at in the woods. It may have to work 5 feet off the ground, but you'll get some contacts, hopefully.
Hey, you guys just remind me. I'm missing 2 antennas because I left them in the park.
Oh,
I just drive up, put my transformer out there, coax, good to go.
I can't tell you, every time I put up a wire antenna, I always look at that thumb screw now on that wire on the ballon. I make sure it's nice and tight.
Oh no, they're left intentionally.
So James, some of us is converted. We actually check into nets now. You missed the first ever colonoscopy net.
No,
we talked about plums.
I actually, oh man, this was last summer, I guess. I actually got like 13 or 14 people from a net.
There it goes. He's already starting.
Dr. Mom.
Room 7200.
Larry,
you're giving us a bad name.
The very next day after the net, he's like, "You're 5'9", Dr. Mom."
Dr. Mom.
I was being polite, and I was asking everybody what their ailment was when they checked in. I was being polite.
By the way, I tried to get you on 80 last night. You talked to THR, but did you get XNS?
Yep.
And you totally ignored me.
Oh.
Were you using PP Man's antenna? Were you
Nope.
doing a QRP?
I was using worse than PP Man's antenna.
Obviously, because I didn't hear you.
Yeah, no, I couldn't. I couldn't actually hear you. XNS, we were on a video chat planning our weekend, and XNS turned up the volume on his so I could hear it over the conference call. Yeah, you were in the track.
Forget about using the
SDRs.
computer, the SDRs. You guys just use the conference call, right?
Yeah,
I got you.
I wouldn't do that like if you were some rare park or something, but that's a park I've hunted how many gajillion times. Like, it didn't really help my stats at all. So I'm kind of a purist when it comes to working parks.
A purist. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about it.
Purist.
No, I'm not crazy about it, but I just try to,
Like, honestly, I would have run the second edition of the net last night but my voice was so dead. I was just ready to go. But that guy last night.
Would you please answer my question? It's only polite.
Would you please answer my question? I was like, I have answered your question, and if you will email me, I will keep on answering your question. I was like, but right now I gotta move on.
And the instant that James said QRT, I drove in there and I said, I'll be glad to explain it to you.
No, so Dan, I heard Dan pop in there and say, this would be a good place for a net, James. Now here was the thing. I stayed on frequency and was finishing up my log and stuff. And they finally started talking a little bit. And he's like, did you hear him? He thought you was me. He's like, did you hear him? He said he's going to run a net. He said, hold on. That guy said, I don't even know what this word means, but he said, you think it's some kind of cabal?
Cabal.
I wrote it. I even wrote it down. Can somebody tell me what cabal is? Because I don't know.
We still don't know.
A cabal is a group of powerful people who are putting their brains together to do something usually nefarious. Oh, sorry, that's a big word. Underhanded.
Political clicker faction.
Yes.
He came on there, and he kept on. He's like, well, did you know there's a group of guys that use this frequency to talk every evening? And I said, well, did you know when you took your license, it tells you that you don't own a frequency, and if it's clear, you can use it? I mean, come on, man. Let me activate. I was nice as I could be to him, but yeah, he just wouldn't shut up. Just kept on and on and on. Then finally, I was like, QRZ. Every time he's like, QRZ. But that one, after they was done talking, that one guy said, you got POTA bombed.
I heard that.
I was like, how do you even know it's called POTA?
I had a lid today. This guy has been showing up almost daily. He was, what's your call? You got to give us a call. What's your call? I always respond with, dude, every 10 minutes, according to the FCC, I got to give out a call, even though I give it every third, fourth time I call QRZ. He showed up again today.
I know it. Not just the lids, but it's kind of really annoying when people will pop into your pile up and literally be trying to hunt you. And then they're like, what's your call? And I'm like, I just gave out my call.
I actually told somebody last weekend they need to go watch your POTA etiquette video. I told them that on the air.
Cool.
I was half joking. I can't remember who it was. It was somebody I know, but yeah, it was a good laugh.
You should go activate on 17 meters if you want some real fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The bad thing is 40's been so crap in the evenings lately. I went to go to 60 yesterday, and every frequency in 60 just had vids on it talking.
Today was good. Today was real good.
Yeah, I actually managed to get
daylight
6
out,
parts
it is. If it's daylight, 40's open. The second it turns dark, it says, "Nah, I ain't gonna do it." Although I did do 40 in the dark one night this week. It worked for me, but most of the time I have to deal with 80 meters. And that's another thing that guy said, you come to this frequency and try to use it every night. And I was sitting there thinking, buddy, this is the first time I've been up this high in the band in forever, because it was on 3927, and I don't never go normally above 3874. Because I know that the deeper you go to 75 meters, the deeper you're going to get into trouble.
Yeah, like that one guy, I sit there and, is this frequency in use? Nothing. I do it a second time. I do it a third time. Okay, I'm good. So I start putting it into the log, and I start putting it into the spot. And now all of a sudden this guy comes in. Yeah, I'm sitting here waiting on Brian. Dude, you were over in the kitchen when I said, is this frequency in use? And then he finally shows up.
I told you what I'm going to start doing, because it's annoying. They think they can just hold frequencies all day long.
Oh, that guy was holding it all day long.
And when they start doing that to me, I'm gonna be polite about it. But when I say, is this frequency in use, like, yeah, we're using it. If I listened for like 3 minutes before that and he wasn't saying nothing, I'm going to politely tell him. I'm like, okay, that's cool. It's your frequency, but make sure and start using it right now, because if you don't, I'm going to start using it. And if he just sits there, I'm going to start using it. You can't just sit there and, okay, from now on, y'all, I own 7269. If you get on there, I'll have it tuned up, and I'll tell you it's mine. I'm using it. I won't never talk on it, but I'll tell you it's mine. I'm using it. You can't do that.
So Dan, since now we've been home for 3 days, how much work have we done on the office or the ham shack?
Not much. I've been in the bed.
Oh man.
Mostly. I got the desk built. Coax ran in the walls. I wired up my 220, and I'm still alive. So that's a plus.
Yeah, that's a plus.
That shit scares me. I don't
there's
like
there's no burn marks on the drywall.
So no burn marks. Paint's still good. So we're getting there.
220 is not even getting fun yet.
No, I don't deal with AC. I'll anything DC -48 volt systems I deal with all day. Doesn't bother me. AC just scares the living crap out of me. I hate it.
I'm the same way, man.
DC will kill you. AC just makes you dance.
It makes you flop like a fish.
I can testify to that.
I just realized that 3 out of the 4 people that's on my stream tonight I have packages on the way to. I'm spending too much time in the post office, y'all.
Activate it.
Activate
on FTA.
Now we're gonna start that.
Now it's
FTA,
POTA.
right?
Post office is on the air. POTA.
Well, I can just get a horse to crap at it, and we'll make it a national park.
It's gotta be a special horse, though.
I saw a farm in Ontario when I was out there. I saw a farm, nothing but donkeys. Nothing but donkeys.
That's how you got. That's how you got 5. That's how you got 5 atnos today. You went to 5 different piles of crap in that one field.
Did you drive by him and go, damn, look at that 7 fur out there?
7 fur. James, I got to give it to you, man. I don't understand the speed limits out there, but my phone will tell me how I'm driving, and you know, it'll say whatever it'll say, 80 kilometers or 100 kilometers. I'll look at the phone, and it'll say I'm doing 97, and it's supposed to be an 80. Yeah, so I have to slow down. You guys don't really want to be anywhere very fast, do you?
No. No, that's one reason I always cross. Even if I'm going west, I always cross into New York as quick as I can, because even New York's slow ass state speed limit is the same speed as Ontario, and of course, when you get on the tollway, it's faster, right? So I don't cross, even if I'm going west. I don't cross at Detroit, because all that time in Ontario, I might as well leave. I have to leave a day early.
Yeah, James, you want to get your passport to go into Canada? I mean, you're driving down a 2-lane road that should be in the U.S. is 55, mph, and all of a sudden it'll say 50. That's kilometers. That
Which is
equates
which
to
is
like 35.
I say that
Yeah,
30.
20 or
Yeah.
30. Yeah.
I'm just going up there and I'm getting in a truck with him and like, let's do this.
Yeah, all he's got to do is drive up here, and then
You're not getting anywhere quick, though. Oh my God!
well,
I'm sure he'll get me there quick.
I get there quick.
He did 60 some parks during Support Your Parks. He can drive.
I believe I'm the only person that has 2 lions in 2 days back to back.
So you don't care what the sign says?
Oh, I do. I just know which ones can be politely ignored.
Oh, you'll have to let me in on that, so I know next time I go over there.
Well, you didn't come all the way over here.
Oh, I gotta go further up.
Yeah, I don't know that area down there very well.
Oh, okay.
You got to get to at least Stratford.
There's less law up there, huh?
Oh no, there's more law. Just more people, so you can kind of where the cops aren't going to pay attention to you.
Yeah. See, I'm originally Canadian. I was born in Montreal, but when I was 3, yeah, I know. When I was 3, I moved to Montreal or to Fort Lauderdale. So I really don't understand, or anything about Canada.
Don't you wish you lived in Montreal? You can get a line without leaving the city limits.
Yeah, exactly.
That you look at the map, and there you want to talk about map pointers on map pointers. Look at Saint Jerome or Montreal or Quebec City.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like black, like all the markers on top of each other.
Yeah.
I
what did I do? 3 parks while I was in Montreal this past summer.
Oh, that's more than I've done in Quebec. I've done 0.
I did Montreal. I did the actual what do they call that? The what would that be, like the Cru de Da or the highest point?
Yeah,
whatever it is. But I did that one. That was cool. But where the hell were we going with that one?
Talking about not getting anywhere fast.
Well, yeah, we were talking about not getting anywhere fast. Oh my God, the speed limits are terrible.
They make it sound fast though. Like if you're not used to it, you'll go up there and go,
no, the speed limit signs say 100.
Yeah, it's like hell yeah, 100, and like
yeah, it's 55, 60 or whatever.
Now, you get if you want to pay the tollway for the 407, they don't care much if you do 120. The cops are still passing you doing 135. So
55 is 89. So yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just put it in there. I was gonna say that's 120 your speed. 120 our speed's a little different there.
Yeah. I've been 120 miles per hour. That's a whole different feeling.
I've been 125 is where I've been, but yeah, it's
161.
161. No, you
went to a racetrack.
No.
No. I used to be a deputy sheriff for about 10 years, and we used to drive fast a lot.
On purpose.
Oh yeah, legally.
Well, legally.
James, I got a problem.
Oh no.
Which James?
James, U.S. James.
Either or.
Problem.
What is your problem?
You didn't see it?
His bottle's empty.
It's empty.
Oh.
Well, there's still a half swig in there. Lick it out. Don't waste any.
Well, I mean, we're getting ready to shut down the stream in a second, and you'll have time to go get you another bottle before the after chat. But
there you go.
We have been going for an hour. We're supposed to talk about being thankful, but you know what? I'm thankful to have good company tonight. I got the hand of the king. That's what I've now deemed Dan. He's the hand of the king. He gets the big title. I wonder why.
When am I going to get my raven? Did you send the ravens?
Yeah, that
was my job.
Talk to PP Man. PP Man is in charge of the ravens, and I put out 3 decrees the other day, and I don't think he sent out the ravens.
No, I sent them out, but they were retarded ravens.
Decree 1: no more cold weather until the first Monday in February in West Virginia.
I need a new flock of ravens because the ones I got right now are real bad. They were the D team.
Decree number
Ravens don't come
two.
in flocks.
Decree number 2. It can't get dark before 8:30 anywhere.
Yeah.
And
Good luck with that.
decree number 3. All 80-meter lids must yield to POTA operators.
There you go. Amen.
So
Amen
I don't
to
know.
that.
I don't know what's wrong with the Ravens, but they ain't working or something.
They froze, fell out of the sky.
Yeah.
Well, he probably sent them out QRP and nobody's hearing them. I mean,
QRP Ravens.
dude, I would have loved to have been a border guard when you. I'd have loved to have known a border guard that questioned you, and when you said you were going to activate, he'd be like, "Are you running QRO or QRP?" And when you said QRP, he'd be like, "Sir, step out of the car.
Step out of the car now. You're getting a cavity check.
You're getting a cavity check. You're weird."
3 fingers. 3 fingers.
I know you have more batteries than that. Where are they?
Now, to finish up what I'm thankful for, U.S. James, like I say, I'm selling the truck off. But if it wasn't for that truck and me being able to run cross country, I wouldn't have been able to make it to what I consider the 4 biggest ham events of the year. Quartz Fest in January, Orlando in February, Dayton in May, and then Huntsville, of course, in August.
Are we talking about a truck or are we talking about a rig?
I'm talking about a semi truck.
A rig. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Granted, taking that thing into Montana was a trick.
So I take it you're a retired rig driver?
I wish I could say that, Mike, but nah, I'll probably end up back in the saddle. That's
Gotcha.
why I say I'll pick up the moniker the trucking ham again.
One of those things that's in your blood. It's just in your blood, right?
That's right.
I haven't driven a truck since high school, and I still feel like I'm a truck driver some days. And I'm nowhere near Richard. I just drove it on the farm when nobody else was around to try.
My son runs I-State over in Missoula, Montana. Big rig stop, big rig garage in Missoula.
Yeah, I know where it's at. I've been by it.
Yeah.
I drove by it. I stayed at the KOA in Missoula. I activated in Frenchtown.
I stayed in the KOA Missoula. What row were you in?
I have no idea. I'd have to look. I stayed in so many KOAs on that trip, but I went right back up to Frenchtown Pond to activate. That was my Montana activation. I remember that truck stop.
I'm disappointed in both of you. You stay in state parks so you can activate.
KOA.
You got to understand. I had to work in the mornings. I had to be places where I had Wi-Fi. Remember, I was working during the day and driving and activating after work.
You brought up a question. When you came into the KOA, did you come in via GPS?
Yeah.
Did you come in the back gate?
No, it brought me in the front gate.
Okay, my GPS brought me in the back gate, and there's a security camera back there. All of a sudden, this guy shows up in a golf cart. He says, "This is not the entrance."
Yeah, I actually wrote corporate about that KOA. It was the only bad experience I've ever had at the KOA.
Oh, we had a great experience at the KOA. Just getting there, we came in the back way. We came in like this trailer park-ish area in the background.
Yep.
Yeah, so you know where I'm talking about? So we came in the backside, and there's a gate there. The guy had to actually unlock the gate, let us into the park, and escort us around to the front. That was kind of weird.
The one thing that was cool about that one is where I was near the office, and the spot I had was a pull-through, but it also had a secondary parking spot beside it. Instead of trying to fit your vehicle across the front and not be in the way,
That's too cool that you and I were in the same park.
Yeah, I mean,
I was by the bus garage. You know where the bus garage was?
Okay, you were farther. Yeah, you were farther back.
Yeah, I was by the bus garage.
Yeah.
That's too funny. Yeah.
I was there in Missoula. That would have been early mid-September.
Okay, so after us. Okay.
Yeah, because
were there-
I was on the California coast the first weekend of September, so it would have been a couple weeks later. Yeah, mid September I was there.
Yeah, we were there in August. Oh, no, wait a minute. No. We would have been there. We would have been there. Okay, September 10th.
Hell, I see now. I got to go look. Let me go see when I activated Frenchtown.
Yeah, we got in at September 10th on Missoula.
Yeah, Kurt, I should do a video about
That'd be like really weird if we
Hammond
were.
RV. I should do that, shouldn't I, Kurt?
That
Anyway,
would be really weird if we were in the park the same days and we didn't know.
I
it.
was there the night of the 8th, 9th, September 8th and 9th.
Oh, the day before us.
all right, so you guys can finish this over on the after chat because we're gonna wrap this thing up.
All right.
But I haven't said what I'm grateful for.
Well, I'm
What are you
getting
grateful
to that.
for?
I'm
Not
getting
a
to
damn
that.
thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys all tell what's coming up for you and what you are grateful for. We'll start with Richard.
Well, as long as the potential buyer that I've got, I mean, he's already sent money for deposit. As long as he shows up, my plan is to try to acquire an RV and then see if I can't time out and actually make the same round again for next year. This time, instead of being in a semi, trying to take and do it and be able to camp. So, U.S. James, you may wind up with a Missouri hillbilly as a next door neighbor up there, Dayton.
Hey, that's all right, man. That's all right. I'd love to be a nomad myself, a ham radio nomad. That'd be great. All right, we'll go with Dan next. What you got coming up, and what are you thankful for?
Friends and family, everybody here on the stream, all the hunters when I'm activating, awesome. All the activators when I'm hunting, thank you for being out there, and hopefully be activating some this weekend. And I got the first week in January off, so probably all that week. Thank you much.
All right, PP man.
I'm just grateful for getting out of VE 1313 without calling a tow truck.
Wow, was the park full of horse poop?
No, that two track was
it-
deep, dude. My Subaru has 12 inches of clearance, and I was testing every inch of it.
Because obviously, if it wasn't a special horse, that was not a 12-er that you thought it was. All right, James, what you got coming up, and what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for POTA. It's a fun activity. Lets me nerd out all the time, and some relatively cool people. Some more so than others. As far as coming up, it sounds like Friday evening after 7, which will be Saturday UTC. The Three Amigos will be out doing a couple parks, and then we're going to be hitting a whole run on Saturday for a 20 park rove. The Three Amigos being B3 JLN, B3 THR, and B3 XNS, the same group that went out 2 weeks ago and did 15 parks.
The protector of the North and his 2 squires.
My 1 squire and the squire in training.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
They're all 3 in training because I got in and out with no problem.
So, really quick before I go with what I'm going to say, Paul, Kilo Delta 2 Hotel Juliet Whiskey, thank you for the 5 slices of pizza. And Randall, once again, even though he did the big super chat, thank you very much for the 25 slices of pizza. You guys, listen. That's part of the reason I am thankful is I'm the POTA King for a reason. It's because of you guys. You guys support me and help keep. I couldn't do 1,200 activations this year in a V8 vehicle if I didn't have the support that I did. And you guys keep. I got a really touching email. I'm not going to even mention the hunter's name. And he was thanking me, his wife recently passed, and he wanted to thank me for the community that I built, and this, that, and the other. And it's you guys. You guys are keeping me doing it. And yeah, I'm probably the busiest man in POTA, but it's all because of you guys. And you know, I have a drive to be a full-time YouTuber because I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring for me. You know, I've had my shot at death and beat it once. I might not beat it next time, but you guys inspire me to keep going, and I'm thankful for each and every one of you guys. So thank you very much, everybody, and we will catch you. I do have a thank you, James, for the super chat. I do have a video coming out to early access for the Patreons. I'll actually probably do that while we're sitting in after chat. It's me activating with the POTA boss, Jason Johnson, and then I'll drop it on YouTube next week. Thanks, everybody, and we'll catch everybody, all the Patreons in the after chat. 73.
7-3, guys.
7-3.